What's going on, everybody? You're watching Thisvthattv and you're watching my review of Gatchman Crowds. Just a quick disclaimer, this is only a review of the original 12 episodes of the first season. Gatchman Crowds was a series that I had my eye on and was planning to watch, but managed to fly under my radar. So this is partly because of a bunch of other shows that came up and caught my attention, and the fact that the series had gotten some mixed reviews, but I finally got around to watching it. There aren't a lot of superhero anime series, and I was really interested in the direction that Gatchman Crowds would take. Is this something noteworthy? Or are the negative reviews more accurate than people want to admit? Gatchaman Crowds' story takes place in modern-day Japan in the city of Tachikawa. Unbeknownst to the general public, their city has been invaded by a mysterious alien species known as Mess. In order to combat this invasion and to protect the world from all other alien attacks, several individuals were given a note which granted them superhuman abilities. These individuals are known as Gatchaman. Unfortunately, the most disappointing thing about Gatchman Crowds is its story. It starts off decently enough if you can tolerate the main character, which I'll get into later. It's not that the story had a lot of problems, it's just that the problems that it had were pretty significant. And the first issue with the story is that there are several things that aren't completely explained. The story will present you with some things, and you pretty much just have to accept it because you won't be getting an explanation. The only other major issue I have with the story is its ending, because it made absolutely no sense. After I finished watching it, the first thing I thought was, did I miss something? I honestly thought that the reason I didn't get it was because I didn't notice something, but I was wrong. The explanation just wasn't there. I can't say exactly what happens, not only because it's a spoiler, but because I had to look up what actually happened, because the event that took place was off screen, which when you consider how significant of an event it was, is pretty ridiculous. And speaking of significant events, there is another thing that happens at the end of the series that no one even acknowledges. It's a pretty big deal and the characters just act like it never happened. The rest of the story is pretty good. It's interesting with a cool villain and some really cool concepts. The story flowed pretty well up until episode 11, where they decided to throw in a mini recap episode in the middle of the final battle. While it did provide us with some insight into what the characters were thinking, the first 12 minutes of episode 11 was essentially filler. I wish they would have used that time to explain what actually happened off screen during the ending, instead of just reminding us of things that had already happened. Overall, the story, while enjoyable, could have been so much better. The series boasts some truly unique animation that I really enjoyed. The characters are distinct and the background scenery is also done really well. The animation also features some really nice CGI that works really well with the colorful art style that it's already using. The fight scenes in the series are also animated well and are really fun to watch. While I like the animation style for the most part, there were some times where I thought the characters looked a little funny. The series stars several main characters: Odi, Paimon, Utsutsu, Jo Hibiki, Ru Naomi, Sagane Tachibana, and our main character, Hajime Ichinose. The main problem I have with the characters, especially in the beginning, was Hajime. While I did start liking her more as the series progressed, at first I couldn't stand her. She was just annoying. From what I've heard, she tends to be the deciding factor in whether or not a lot of people enjoy the series. And I totally understand why. As for the other characters, they're all likable, but some definitely get more development over the course of the series than others. We really aren't given a lot of background information about any of the characters, which is a shame because from what little information was given to us, I'd be interested in learning more about the characters. It was entertaining to see how they developed as a team throughout the series, especially considering the fact that they don't exactly start off on a high note. I also have to mention the main villain in the series, Burkatse. He is an odd character, but he's a great villain who made every scene that he was in fun to watch. Gatchman Crowds has a very good soundtrack. The OST is varied and it has songs that can fit the tone of every scene and moment in the series. The thing I like most about the OST is the fusion of different sounds. The OST features songs from different genres like electronic, dubstep, and even some orchestral music that has a more epic and classic feel to it. The best example of this is when the OST combines all three of the aforementioned genres and even adds some opera vocals, which are also used in other songs in the OST. It might sound like an odd mix, but it actually comes together really well. But the OST isn't all fast-paced and upbeat. It does have plenty of songs to fit the more somber moments of the series. Even though there are definitely some songs that are a lot better than others, overall Gatchaman Crowds' OST was excellent. Until about the last 5 minutes, I really enjoyed watching Gatchaman Crowds. I haven't seen an anime superhero series in a while, and this was an interesting take on the genre, even if it wasn't incredibly well executed. It was the verdict and breakdown out of 5. Story 3.1, animation 4.2, characters 3.2, sound 4.3, enjoyment 3.9 for a final verdict of 3.7 out of 5. While Gatchman Crowds isn't anything spectacular, it's definitely an enjoyable series, and I'm definitely planning on watching the second season. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching. If you liked this video, please like the video and subscribe if you have not already. If you've already seen this series, please let me know what you guys thought of it in the comment section down below. If you want the full written review, there'll be a link in the description. And if you click the link on the screen right now, it'll take you to my previous video. You can also check the link and check out the podcast I'm part of called the Attack on Anime Podcast. I would like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.